Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing What If Luffy Was a Hockey Master, part number 3. So the last part we finished the Chopper arc where we just got Chopper and the Straw has just sailed on Alabasta and they docked, so they just got on the island of Alabasta and they're walking around the village. So that's where we're gonna pick it up. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. The Straw Hats are walking together around the village, looking for some clues to like where the rebel army is and like stuff like that, and also to get some food because Usopp and Luffy are both hungry. So they're walking around and they see this diner at like on the other side of the street. So they all walk over, they sit down, and they get a bite to eat. They're all sitting around talking and stuff, having a fun time. And then out of nowhere, someone comes right behind Luffy and puts his hand on Luffy's shoulder, and then Luffy turns around, stands up, and he hugs the guy. And everybody else is confused. Everybody else, like Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Usopp, are all confused. Like, who is this guy? And then the guy says, "I haven't seen you in a long time, huh, brother?" And then yeah, so Nami's confused, and she's just like, "Did he just call Luffy his brother?" So Luffy introduces Ace to the rest of the Straw Hats, and says that they're brothers and stuff. And then they're all like, "Oh, we know you had a brother," and they're like, "Yeah, now you know." So Luffy and Usopp go outside. They're walking around like um trying to catch up with each other and stuff. So they catch when they're walking around, they walk through this alley, and stuff, and they get surrounded by a bunch of like Baroque Works members, a bunch of billions. So if you guys don't know what billions are in Baroque Works, so in Baroque Works there's your three type of soldiers. You have the number soldiers like Mr. 1, Mr. 2, Mr. 3 that we have heard of before. Luffy defeated Mr. 3 and Mr. 4. So yeah, so there's Mr. 2, Mr. 1, stuff like that. And then there's sorry. Then there's millions and then there's billions. So Luffy got surrounded by a bunch of millions, right? The rank before numbered agents. So they say if we defeat the Fire Fist Ace and Luffy, so they call Luffy I they call him Straw Hat Luffy. So they say if we defeat Straw Hat Luffy and Fire Fist Ace, we'll certainly get ranked up and become a number agent. So the head guy of that group of the millions, right, tries to attack Luffy. Luffy dodges his attack with Observation Haki, and the guy he stumbles over because when he put all his body weight into attack, but when he missed it, he like stumbled over. Then he comes back to try to attack Luffy, but Luffy dodges it again, uses Armament Haki on his fist and punches the guy. He punches him straight through a building, and the guy's knocked out. All the rest of the guys try to attack them, but Ace dodges all the attacks, and so does Luffy. And eventually, Luffy uses Conqueror's Haki and defeats all the people that were attacking him. And then Ace defeats him with using his combat. So all the millions are defeated, and they walk away like it's nothing. And when they continue walking, Luffy senses that like hears some yelling, and he looks back and he sees the rest of his crew getting chased by some marines. So Luffy runs to his crew and he sees that they're getting chased by Smoker. So Luffy jumps over them and starts to fight Smoker. So Luffy gets into a fighting stance and Smoker dashes at him with his smoke and tries to attack him, but Luffy blocks it with his Armament Haki and then punches Smoker with his other hand that has Armament Haki on it. And then Smoker is sent flying to a wall. He hits the wall, but before he hit the wall, he turned into smoke, so he didn't feel it. He tries to trap Luffy with his smoke, but Luffy uses his Conqueror's Haki to push him back, right? So Luffy jumps back and gets on a roof, and then Smoker follows him while Ace takes care of all the other guys, all the other Marines. So Luffy starts to fight with Ace, and then out of nowhere, Luffy starts to fight with Smoker, not Ace. Ace comes in and defeats surprise attack Smoker and pushes him like way back, cause fire and smoke don't combine. You just make more smoke. So yeah, so Ace is pushed back and stuff. So yeah, so Luffy and Ace run away with their crew and they get on the boat and they start sailing away. And then Smoke says he'll be back for Luffy. So yeah, So the Straw Hats are sailing around, and they go to the other side of the island to get closer to the desert, so they could head on their way to the rebel army base. So they dock, and when they come off the ship, all these like turtles try to fight Luffy, but Luffy defeats them, and now they all wanna train under Luffy, but Luffy can't take him through the desert because they don't have enough food for that. So he tells him to stay, and he'll be back for them. So yeah, so the Straw Hats and Ace head on to the desert to go to the rebel army base. So they're gonna be walking for a while. They're just making small talk. Luffy isn't complaining, and he's not whining about how he's thirsty and stuff. He's just walking around like Zoro did. You know, he wasn't really complaining. Luffy would carry Usopp that kept whining because he said it was too hot. But so yeah, so Luffy would carry Usopp around, and they would be walking around, and then um these birds try to attack them and take their stuff, but Luffy uses Conqueror's haki and knocks all of them out. Chopper gets mad at this because Luffy just hurt some animals, and he's like, "That's kind of messed up, man." So yeah, so they continue walking. Eventually, they run into this village where Ace went to go see if there was any food, and he talked to the these guys that were there that were pretending to be rebel army people, so they could like get free food and stuff. And they said like, if you give us free food and stuff, we'll protect your village. But they won't really, because anytime that someone attacks the village, they would just run away, go to the next village, and pose as rebel army members and do the same thing. So yeah, so Ace starts to fight these guys, and he defeats them pretty easily because they're not really strong at all. They're extremely weak. So Luffy says that he wants to, like make them like show show their true colors to the village. So he makes them like, Ace convinces them and tells them that if they don't want to kicked out, they have to fight the pirates that are coming. So Luffy and Usopp and I mean Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp surround the three guys that were posing as four guys that were posing as rebel members. So Luffy lets the head guy that was posing as a rebel member attack him, and he lets him get a good punch and pretends he got knocked out, and then so Sanji lets the guy that defeated him on purpose. They didn't fight back, and they pretended that they got defeated, and they decided to run away, like pretending that these guys were way too strong for them. So yeah, so so now the guys are like the heroes of the village, and they decide to actually stay and fight without running, and not run away anytime there's danger, and pose as rebel army members and actually defend the village and stuff. So yeah, so the Straw Hats keep walking around, and eventually they make it to Jaya, where the rebel army was. So they only see this old guy there, and the old guy tells them that the rebel army has left because um they went close. They just changed location because there was no water over here, but he's the only one that's here. And then Vivi remembers that this is one his childhood friend dad, right? So he they start talking, and then Luffy helps the guy dig for some water, and then Luffy falls asleep because it was, the heat was too much for him, and he's not used to the heat. But he wasn't complaining, so out of nowhere he just blacks out. The guy gives him all the water that he found that day, and gave some to Luffy. Luffy wakes up, and he leaves with the Straw Hats and the Straw Hats, and the guy gives Luffy some water, the rest of the water that he found that night. And yeah, so they leave, say goodbye to the old guy, and they go to find Crocodile and defeat him. So they're walking around, and eventually they make it to where like a Crocodile is, right, where he has his company, which is like a gambling company. It's like a casino. He owns a casino to like play that he's innocent and stuff. So yeah, so they make it there, and they go into the casino looking for Crocodile, and eventually they get put in a trap that is used to weaken people with devil fruits. But since Luffy doesn't have a devil fruit, he just uses his katana and breaks right through it. Crocodile is surprised by this because he didn't know Luffy didn't have a devil fruit, because he saw that since Luffy defeated Arlong, he must have a devil fruit. So he thought he had a devil fruit. That's why he used that cage and not a normal cage. So he didn't recall the fact that Luffy would just didn't have a devil fruit, And yeah, so Luffy breaks out of the cage and squares up with Crocodile. Crocodile tries to dry up Luffy, but Luffy dodges all the attacks from Crocodile, and then Crocodile uses his sand to try to like attack Luffy, but Luffy punches the sand with his armament haki and hurts Crocodile. Crocodile tries to run away from Luffy, realizing that he can't defeat him because Luffy could hit him with his fists. So there's no point of fighting him because he'll just lose. He can't use his devil fruit. Luffy counters him because haki and stuff, but he doesn't know it's haki. So he tries to run away, but so his friend, the crocodile's friend, this lady's Robin, right? She stays and starts to talk to them. So they keep her hostage and they like interrogate her. And she says she only joined them because she was alone for 8 years and she wanted someone to be with, like hang out with. And she also only joined because he was gonna take over Alabasta, and Alabasta, she wanted to find the treasure of the, I don't know the name of this thing. It's just a weapon that could destroy islands supposedly. So she only joined because Crocodile said he wanted to find that, and she wanted to find that too. So yeah, that's the only reason she joined. So they talk to Robin and find out that she's not actually a bad guy. So Robin goes with Luffy to defeat Crocodile and find the paraglyphs that leads to the weapon. And yeah, so Vivi and the rest of the Straw Hats decide that they're gonna go to the where the the capital is, where Vivi's home is, where the king and queen lives. Yeah. So they decided to go there because the rebel army and the royal army are about to fight, so they want to stop the war. So Vivi goes with the rest of the Straw Hats. They go right between and they stop the rebel army successfully. And the rebel army never penetrated because Usopp used his smoke bomb to get the attention of the rebel army, and Vivi yells at them. And Zoro, Vivi talks to her childhood friend and convinces him that it wasn't the rebel army. The rebel army isn't. The royal army isn't the cause for this. It's Crocodile. So she convinces all of them to charge to Crocodile, and yeah, so everybody goes to where Crocodile is, and yeah. So Luffy, while that was going on and they were doing that, Luffy and Robin went to go find Crocodile. So eventually they corner him into a cave, and this is by coincidence where the weapon, the clues for the weapon are. So Luffy starts to fight Crocodile, and Crocodile, he keeps getting hit with Luffy's haki, and he can't do anything. So Crocodile tries for a last hope to poison Luffy, but Luffy, he gets hit, but Luffy just tanks it, and then Luffy uses his strongest attack, which is his fire fist he got from his brother because he saw Ace fight and like, oh, that's pretty cool. So yeah, so he used his fire fist thing. He punches so hard that fire goes around his fist, and it is like a fire fist kind of and stuff. So yeah. So I forgot to mention, after Ace left way before this because they found this guy that said he defeated Blackbeard. That was the whole reason that Ace was there, and when they found out the guy was lying, Ace just left, and that's why Ace isn't in here. So yeah. So Luffy eventually defeats Crocodile, and Crocodile is defeated. Um, um, Robin realizes that the paraglyph like there's nothing here and doesn't lead to the weapon. And while this was going on while Luffy was fighting Crocodile, and they kind of destroyed the place because after Luffy used his fire fist, he he broke the cave, and the cave was about to crumble, and all the whole roof was about to fall in on itself, and anybody that was there would die. And Robin realized that the clues on here, and her 40 years of finding this was for nothing, so she decides to stay there and die. But Luffy picks her up and runs away right out of the cave, so she couldn't die. She wouldn't die. And then she asked Luffy why she did this, and she was like, "Why don't you leave me there? My life is to nothing now. My whole purpose in life is you like my whole purpose in life is to nothing. There's no point of me living." And he says, "It doesn't matter. You could make a new purpose. You just live. Your life is more valuable than some dumb weapon that probably doesn't even exist." So Robin decides to join the crew because she has a change of heart, and decides to live because Luffy convinced her to live, so she decides to join his crew, and Robin joins the crew. Luffy, of course, lets her because Luffy kind of likes Robin. He thinks that she's a pretty cool person and stuff. So yeah, so the whole Alabasta arc is done pretty quick. I wouldn't stretch it out because Luffy, the only reason he was stressed out. Oh my god, I can't speak. It was way longer than he was supposed to, because Luffy had to get a little bit strong. Oh my god. Luffy had to get a little bit stronger to defeat Crocodile, and so yeah, so he had to find a way to defeat Crocodile. But since Luffy could defeat Crocodile by himself without having to train, that's why he only fought him one time, almost defeated him, and then Crocodile had to run away. So we skipped the whole first fight where Luffy got defeated and he got poisoned. We skipped the whole fight, and we skipped the whole thing where Luffy was trapped in for like 2 episodes in this cage. Luffy just gets out of it as soon as he gets in because he just destroys. And yeah, so we skipped like 4 episodes of the Alabasta arc, and it only happens in like so the Alabasta arc was in like 10 episodes, so that it would be in 7 episodes how the rate that I did it. So it's a pretty short arc. I made it way shorter because I just explained that. So let's go back into it. So the Straw Hats leave Alabasta with Robin, and when they're leaving, they get chased by some Marines, and the Marines try to capture them, but Luffy hops on board one of their ships and defeats all the Marines on there by himself by using Conqueror's haki and using his armament haki to defeat the head Marine. So he defeats the whole Marine ship, and then the Marines get a word that Luffy defeated Crocodile all by himself, and his bounty gets raised to 100 million, and since he also defeated some a Marine that's pretty high ranked, he also defeated Smoker. His bounty also gets raised to he doesn't kill Smoker, but he wounds him pretty badly. So Luffy's bounty gets raised to 1 million, 110 million, right? And then since he also defeated another Marine, killing her, his bounty gets raised to 120 million. So Luffy has a higher bounty than he did in the original because he defeated 2 Marines and Crocodile. So yeah, so Luffy and his Straw Hat crew, they leave and they go from island to island. We're gonna skip all that nonsense. It's just dumb stuff. It's kind of like filler, and it plays a small part. It leads up to an arc, right? But we really don't need to go into that because this is a what if, not a actual anime. So yeah, so we could just skip all that, and because we have that freedom, I have that freedom. So yeah, so we're gonna skip all those islands, and we're gonna go straight to Java arc. So Luffy and his crew they just left this island, and they're going to the next island. They So when they were sailing, they were on their way to the next island. This big ship falls on them, and they're confused. Like, why is this ship on us? Like, what the hell? Like, it came out of the sky. What's going on? And then they think that there's an island in the sky because that's the only way it makes sense. There's a ship falling from the sky, and the ships belong in water, so there must be water in the sky. So they want to go up to the sky to see what's going on. Like, what happened to the ship? And when they're sailing, they decide that they're gonna salvage the ship to see what's going on. Like, to get any clues where it came from. And while they were doing this, Luffy went down with Sanji and Zoro because they just went down with their suits that they have. So they're going around, they're searching the ship, and they really don't find anything. They find some broken swords, some octopuses, some it's just random stuff. There was nothing really important. So Luffy and his crew gets up, right? They bring the ship up out of nowhere because Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro were about to leave the ship, but out of nowhere the ship gets pulled up, and some monkey guy comes in and starts talking to them, and he asks them what are they doing in his ship, and then Luffy's like, "This is your ship. Where the hell did it come from?" And then he said, "Well, I don't know. It's my salvage ship. I came to salvage it." And then Luffy's like, "Well, we saved you the hassle. There's nothing here." And he's like, "Oh, thank you." So Luffy and him start talking. They become kind of like pals. They both think they're really cool people. So yeah, so the ship comes up, and out of nowhere they get swallowed. They get bitten by this big turtle, but Luffy holds the turtle open with his hands while everybody else escapes. So Luffy he keeps the turtle's mouth open by his bare strength. So Luffy starts to like sweat really profusely because he's using so much energy keeping the turtle's mouth open. and then Luffy jumps off of the turtle's mouth, and they all get saved. The turtle doesn't swallow them in, so Luffy saved everybody else. And then the monkey guy gets back up on his ship, and then Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy get on the Going Merry, and they both decide to celebrate this new friendship and decide to go to the closest island. They dock on the island, and sorry, I heard something, and I'm on my house by myself. This is kind of weird. It's probably my brother. He just came back, but yeah. So the Straw Hats and their new friends, we're gonna call them the Monkey Pirates. They dock to the closest island, and they get a bite to eat. When they're in a bite to eat, some guy tells that he says he wants to talk to Luffy, and he's like, why you want to talk to me, what happened? And he says he's here to collect his bounty. So Luffy's like, oh, you want to fight, I see. So he asks the guy if they want to bring it outside or have it here, and the guy says outside. So Luffy walks outside by himself with the guy that he's about to fight and the guy's whole like group, and Luffy says that if any of them step in, he'll kill all of them, because Luffy doesn't want to get jumped. So he threatens to kill anybody that hops in. So the guy starts to use his devil fruit, which makes him he has strings on the bottom of his feet, so he could jump from like he could jump around basically, right? So he started jumping from wall to wall, building to building, and like moving really fast back and forth. And he moves so fast that to everybody else they can't see him, but except for Luffy, because Luffy has observation haki, he could see him pretty easily. And then at some point the guy he dashes straight at Luffy trying to punch him, because he doesn't know that Luffy could see him. So Luffy jumps over the guy and then punches him in the back. He breaks his back, and the guy is sent flying to the floor, and he makes a big crater in the floor. So Luffy looks over to the guy's friends and like gives them a menacing stare. They all try to step back, but Luffy he pulls out his katana and faces at them. And the guys Luffy walks back to the bar, and they all get scared, and they don't move at all. They're all like shitting their pants right now while Luffy walks through them and stuff. So yeah, so they're all scared, and they go after this guy. They try to like help the guy that Luffy just defeated. His name is Bellamy, right? So yeah, so Luffy sits down. He sits back down, and he starts talking to the monkey guy. And eventually, this really tall guy with a black beard sits down and starts to talk to Luffy. And he asks Luffy if he was the one that defeated the guy outside. And he's like, yeah, he was pretty weak. So he starts talking with the guy, and they start arguing about which was better, the pies or the chicken in the restaurant. Luffy orders like a hundred pieces of meat, and then the guy orders 100 pies. They start arguing like which one's better and stuff, but they all have a great laugh because it's dumb, because they're arguing over food. So Luffy says goodbye to he says goodbye to the guy with the black beard, and then yeah. So I forgot to mention, if I feel like you guys noticed this already, but Vivi didn't join the crew. Luffy asked if she wanted to join the crew, and she didn't. But that's all the way in Alabasta. We're in the Java arc, so why am I even talking about this? I don't know. So yeah, so the oh my god, Luffy asks the monkey guy if he knows anything about the ship that fell from the sky, and he says, yeah, I know a guy that he owns this book that talks about an island in the sky. So the monkey guy takes Luffy to the guy that has the book that talks about this island in the sky. He's on the other side of this island. That's out of coincidence. So they walk over to the guy, and yeah. So this one ended. Hope you guys liked it. Bye.